Well, hey everyone, what's up? This is Jeff from 7Demo7, and this is my S800 mini wing. And I decided that today I was going to add some LEDs to the back of this thing because I tend to be doing a lot of evening flights nowadays, and it's hard to lose orientation on this thing. So I thought it'd be nice just to have some LEDs out the back that could tell me which way is which and which way to come home, basically. So. Alright, so I've got these RGB LED lights from Banggood. They are made by Matic. So guys, this is the package that you'll be getting. You can see that we have the LED light board here in the package, along with some nice silicone wire, which is nice. And this shows you all the different colors that you can change the LEDs to. There's some dip switches on the outside of the board here, which you change to get your different colors on the back. So it's really neat that you can change them. And the reason I went with 16 volt instead of 12 volt is because I'm running a 4S system on this, and I'm basically going to be wiring the leads up to this little receptacle for the balance lead off my battery pack. And excuse my dirty nails, I've been doing a lot of gluing here just recently for this wing. Okay, so so we're going to be using these two leads here, which will give me 16 volts to these LEDs. And I decided that the way I'm going to mount this is I'm going to mount the LEDs right here on either side, and I basically have this wired up. There's a little bit of a channel right through here, so I'm just going to wire it right up into here. It'll be like a Y cable. It'll go one to each of the LEDs on either side of the motor here, and it should have a nice effect. And I'll have this basically wired into this guy right here. So, all right. So I'm just gonna put you guys on time lapse here, I guess, and so you guys can kind of see how I do this. Okay guys, so what you just saw me do there is I put a little bit of contact cement on the back of the motor mount area here. I ran the wires up into the area where the servo leads come into. I basically joined the two black wires and the two red wires. I'm just gonna tin those up real quick and get them ready to put onto this balance lead right here. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. There we go, all tinned up, ready to go. Alright, so I think that these wires are going to be okay here to go ahead and stick on these LED units, I should say. Basically, I had to cut a little notch out of here so it would allow the... So I want to make sure this goes on straight here. It'll allow the board to sit on there. Looks like I'm going to get a little bit of airflow through here. So this will be taped over with electrical tape, so this little lip here should not make a big difference here. I might want to move that down just a little bit here. And it is sticking really nicely, so make sure when you stick these down you have them in the right spots. Let's see if I can't line this up with the outer wing a little bit better. There we go. That should be a little nicer. I think I should probably take this one off and replace it a little lower. There we go. There we go. So there are my lights, and I'll get this plugged in a little bit in just a second here, just so you guys will see what this looks like. Alright guys, so this is a 4S receptacle plug for the balance lead, and you want to make sure that you keep the black and the red side correct. I just made a little black mark on here so I'd make sure I didn't mess up soldering to this. But we'll have red to red, black to black, and it is the outside two pins that'll give you 16 volts. Now if you went from the black to the next pin over in here, that would give you the 11 volt voltage for like a 3S. So I could make a separate video on that. I'm not going to explain that right now. So when I solder onto these things get hot and then it starts to melt through here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull these pins out, solder to it, and then pop it back in so I'm not melting the housing here. Okay guys, sorry about that. I thought I had you guys on time lapse and I didn't. So now I have the two pins that go into this connector here, and I have it marked again that black is going to be on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this through. They're just square pins, so it's not a big deal. I took out all the other pins just so they wouldn't be in the way and I wouldn't short anything out. I'm just going to pop that through like that. and we will test these LEDs in just a second. Pass this guy through just like that. Now I'm going to move this heat shrink up like this, and we will have our joined link here. Alright, so let's plug these bad boys in and see what they look like. Okay, I just want to make sure that I have everything correct here. So black to black, and what you can do is you can test on the battery here. You've got the black side and the black side here. There we go. Alright, that looks really cool and they're really bright. Oh my gosh, that's the white right there. So let me just change one of these. Let's see here. Woo, my eyeballs. Okay, so let's change some of these. I'm just going to take the number 1 switch here. I'm going to switch it over. There we go. Let's see what color that is. So I think that was white. Now we have yellow. We have green. So this has blue, red, green, magenta, cyan, or yellow, and white. That's pretty cool. And it tells you the wattage of each. The red, green, and blue are 0.4 watts. The 0.8 watt is magenta, cyan, and yellow. And the white is 1.2 watts, so that's pretty darn bright. That's why the white was so bright. Okay, so and I should have green, and I'm not gonna look directly at it this time. Yay, I've got red and green. Woohoo! Sweet. Okay, that's actually nice because the red and the green are not quite so bright. They're not as bright as the white, which is 1.2 watts. This is 0.4 watts, so that's much. Oh, that's that's a much nicer tone to look at. Yay! Alright guys, that is it. I cannot wait to get these things out to the field so I can fly at dusk and not be afraid of losing my airplane. And you guys should see a link in the description to these LEDs down below where I got them from, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Later.